What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP daily rap video after a day of trying to come up with a new reward for the Doesnt. That's right, our boy Phil has finally decided he needs to come up with a new scheme to extract the wheelchair donations from the Velcro wallets. That's right, and apparently yesterday the Doesnt had enough. They got sick and tired of Phil offering these lame rewards of feasting with the pig, and they wanted something different. And lo and behold, after an hour of complaining that every idea was just dumb, right? Right, Phil, remember? He decided on Legos. That's right. Round of applause for Phil. That's right. Finally, Phil is doing something different. He's giving something back to his community that they haven't ever done. So big ups. Doody's going to give Phil a little bit of credit here. So let's see what Phil had to say on the Daily Wrap.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Thursday, the 20th of February, 2025. A great streaming day overall, great progress, great things were learned about new games, and a game was finished. We had a chill time on the late stream, and everything was great. So let's talk. Let's have a little summary of what went down today, okay? So on the first stream, it was the Level 1 podcast, and on today's podcast, we discussed a couple interesting things. First off, we talked about the new games that I had actually played yesterday, giving you my opinions on Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, as well as another session of Avowed. But in addition to that, we talked about a new idea for a reward for hitting my goals. Instead of it being DSP tries it, people said, what about that Lego set that you bought back in December, and you said you were going to do a Lego night, and you never did a Lego night? Why don't we have a Lego night where we hang out and you build the Legos, you have two cameras, you can go between while you do it and everything? And I was like, sounds like a pretty good idea. So that's what we're doing this week. Since people are tired of kind of the fast food thing, we're giving it a rest, and we're going to do a Lego night next week. It's either going to be called Build with Phil or DSP Builds It, and together we're going to hang out and enjoy each other's company while I build Legos once we hit 30 goals. So we're getting there. I'll talk about that in a moment, by the way, that we had a very supportive day today.
Alrighty, so the first thing I want to say is big ups, Phil. That's right. You know, Doody isn't one to not offer praise when you do something right, Phil, because I criticize you every time you do something wrong. So I should be able to be man enough to come and say, good, you did a good job here. And yeah, you did a good job here. You finally realized after how many goals hit, how many lame rewards that you offered of the same exact thing over and over and over and over and over again, you finally decided you wanted to do something different. And of course, this wasn't out of your volition, Phil. Let's not fool each other here. Of course, I'm gonna criticize you a little bit, but first of all, good job finally deciding to do something different. I think Legos would be a good idea. Now, the problem here, Phil, is of course you spent an hour on your podcast crapping on everyone, giving you suggestions how it didn't work, how it's a stupid idea, how no, I can't do that, or no, I won't do that. And I could list all of the things people ask: cooking with Phil, taking Cat to the zoo and maybe filming it, just a whole bunch of different things that people offered, and of course Phil crapped all over it. And one of the things finally near the end was the Legos, but Phil will make you think, oh, you know what, that's a great idea. Let's do no. If you watch the podcast or the videos, you would know that Phil was very hesitant. And of course, the main reason why he was hesitant was he didn't think people would support. Now, this is where I'm going to crap all over you, Phil. Now, good job doing something different. Big ups to that. Now, but here this is where I'm going to crap on you. Phil, this is a reward. The reward is basically telling your viewers, thank you for giving me $1,500. Thank you for supporting me 10 streams and giving me over $150 and hitting my goal of $1,500. It's a thank you, right? It's a thank you. It's sort of like when you have memberships, and one of your offerings for your memberships, right? One of your what you give for membership is, say, an extra video, a members only video, where you give members only access content, right? You're not looking to make big money on that. What you do is you're looking to reward your members for paying for memberships, right? This all goes back to when you used to do your DSP reacts, where you said the memberships are what fuel fuel the streams, right? So as long as people subscribe and have, as long as people have memberships to DSP Reacts, you can continue doing the content, right? But of course, every week when you did DSP Reacts, right, you would get, 100 members, I think, on that channel. Every time you would do DSP Reacts, if you didn't get $100 or $150, you would be pissed off and you would complain that support's slow. You always, and that's the main reason why you wage quit DSP Reacts, because you weren't making that kind of money on your Sunday's React show, your DSP versus the internet, and that's why you wage quit it. Same thing with shorts, same thing with long form content. It didn't pay, so you just flat out dropped it, right? The interesting thing, of course, with DSP Reacts is he didn't cancel the memberships. He's still asking for memberships for DSP Reacts. And of course, he claimed that, oh, well, if you have a membership, DS Politics will replace that. He wage quit DS Politics. He's not doing that either. So what content exactly is he giving, people for DSP Reacts? Nothing. He's giving them literally nothing. But again, I think I'm going on a tangent here. You guys know what I mean. My issue here, Phil, is that when you're offering someone a reward for giving you something beforehand, right? You shouldn't expect anything else. If you do, fine. It's gravy on top. If you make $10 on that stream, fine. You made $1,500 before, Phil. That's what you were begging for, all of those streams. So, again, Phil doesn't understand the concept of rewards. He really doesn't. And it's a shame. It's a shame because it's like, why am I... And it's funny because if you read his chat, people always say it. Yeah, what a reward. You want me to give you $1,500 so that you can order DoorDash for you and your wife and eat a meal. Whoa, huge reward here. Bro, just... But anyway, I wanted to crap on Phil because... I wanted to crap on him, but I did wanted to give him a little bit of praise. The Lego idea, I think, is a good idea. But you shouldn't go in there thinking, okay, well, if I don't get whaled out for Lego streams, I'm never doing it again. I'm going to just keep doing feasting with the king. And you know exactly that's what's going to happen. If he does, the first Lego stream will probably get support, right? And then the second one, of course, since the shtick is old, no one will support. And then he's going to wage quit Lego night or Lego for reward, right? Because he didn't make enough money. And then it's just going to give him an excuse to go back to feasting with the pig. That's all he wants to do. And you know what? I'd give Phil a little bit more credit if he was honest and just said, look, I'm not doing anything other than feasting with the pig. I don't give a shit. That's what I like to do. And if you don't want me to do the feasting with the pig for the reward, then don't support me and just move on. And I think all of us would be much more content with that response, Phil. So let's keep going anyway.
Oh, excuse me. That was awesome. And we also brainstormed a bit about the upcoming marathon for when we hit 50 goals. Also, there was a news story about how Twitch, the streaming service, Twitch TV, is getting rid of the on-demand archives because they don't want to have server space anymore. Instead, they're basically going to go fully to just streaming, and you'll have very limited storage space, which a lot of people are very much up in arms with. So you can check all that out on the channel today on the podcast. Then, the first stream today was Fatal Fury City of the Worlds Open Beta on PC, and basically I have mixed feelings about it, and here's why. Graphically, I thought the look of the game was good. I thought the graphics were good. Okay, gameplay elements. There's a lot to this game. It's actually very complex. It's got elements of Mark of the Wolves in the early 2000s. It's got elements of Street Fighter 3 with almost a red parry system. It's got elements of Street Fighter 5, where for a limited time you can do this super armor move that kind of blows through everything. It's got interesting super move cancels. It's got a lot to it. And so I'm trying to learn this engine. But the problem is twofold. Number one, they didn't put a practice mode into this demo. So you can't just sit there and practice anything. You just have to play against people. So in that regard, it's kind of like, oh, it's like back in the day in arcades, which actually recently I've commented on and said, hey, actually things were better when you actually had to learn things in arcades and didn't just study what everyone learned in training mode and saw in a video. And I would be okay with that, except herein lies the second half of this problem. The connections are ass. They are really bad. The best connection I had all day was around 68 milliseconds. The worst was over 200. You have no ability to control it. And it's really hard to get a match. Like if you're searching, you have to tell it open connections. Because if I was searching for just 4 bar plus connections, I couldn't find a single one. So I had to open it up to like all connections. And then the connections were just terrible. Teleporting, can't respond when someone's attacking you, try to do anti-air, it won't come out. And in addition to that, as I played for about 2.5 hours, I played with Mai Shiranui, reason being I just used her in Street Fighter 6. So, the general, premise of how to use her was hot in my mind. And by the way, shout out to the chat. The chat was helping a lot in explaining to me how to do certain things. Like they were like, oh, if you do this EX flame move, you could then combo into the EX fan move, and then you could do like a finisher, like a super or juggle after. Oh, that's useful. Thanks for telling me. But it was very hard to play. I was having fun. I won way more than I lost. I was doing all ranked. and I think I got like over 20 wins and only like maybe like 7 losses, 8 losses. But by the end, I was very disappointed because I'm like, I don't feel like I really learned much about the game because you can't really play it for real because it's so laggy. In addition, I will just tell you this: Bijane and Rock Powered seem to be incredibly overpowered. Both of them can just walk forward pressing light attacks, and if those light attacks hit, they get a free combo. All right, other characters can't really do that. They could just basically keep walking forward and pressuring you with jab. And also another weird thing, and again, I don't know if this is because of the connections or not, people were just throwing like crazy, and it was stuffing almost everything. Like, you're punching, oh, they're going to throw, let me punch them. Oh, no, it would just grab your punch and you'd still get thrown. And I was like, well, that's definitely not like Street Fighter. In fact, that's not like any fighting game. So I'm very confused on how that mechanic works. Now, does it work like that, or was it the lag? I don't know. All right, but overall, here's the thing. Looks flashy. When you can play it, it plays good, but having to wait for matches and having the matches all be laggy was not a good look for this beta. A lot of people who maybe are trying to open beta today are going to be turned off from actually getting the final game because they're going to think that the whole game is going to be like that, right? And I don't know. Literally, I don't know if it will be or not. I hope not. You would think that the final game comes out in April. It's going to give them 2 months to fix this netcode. But that netcode is not good. No bueno. And people were really upset today. I'm sure I was upset because I was looking forward to this, okay? So watch the videos for yourself. You'll see what I mean. Then on the
Right. Okay. All this to say, he's rage quitting the game. That's why. And I'm sorry, Phil. No, you didn't win more than you lost. You probably evened out. I think you were like, last I counted, I think you were probably 15-16 or something like that. You didn't win way more than you lost. That's bullshit. The other thing too, Phil, is come on. All you did was spent the day mash jabbing. You love to complain how fucking people mash jab in Street Fighter. That's all you did was just mash fucking jab. And the connections, Phil, come on, that's lame, bro. That is super fucking lame again. 60 ping or whatever. Come on, this guy it's always an excuse with him. Why not just say you're not good at it? And I love the rant. About not being able to learn or train or do any tech while playing. Phil, last week you went fucking nuclear on the FGC for putting out tech videos, training videos, showing people how to play, showing people how to do pattern play, whatever bullshit nonsense you want to talk about, right? Didn't you rage about that? Didn't you say, wouldn't it be nice if a game came out, everybody had it at the same time, and then they can go in it and play it and learn new things without the tech? Well, here you go, Phil. Here you go, brother. Fatal Fury, whatever the hell it's called. It gave you everything you wanted. But of course, no, Phil has to bitch and complain about, he sucks. He's not good. He's not fast enough. The old man's reflexes are way too fucking slow. And he has to cope and see about the problem is the netcode. Phil, you just really need to just quit fighting games. Because I know what you're trying to do is you're trying to continue or make people believe that you have this amazing legacy with Street Fighter and fighting games and you're amazing. And that's just not the case, bro. You're an average player. You're just an average player. Maybe you were good at one time, but you're not anymore. And, not everything can be Super Turbo, Street Fighter Super Turbo 2 or whatever, right? Every game's going to be different. You did the same thing with Mortal Kombat. You bitched and complained about Mortal Kombat, about the lag and the ping, and it was weird and all this nonsense. And then, of course, you settled on you just didn't have enough time to commit to playing it to be good. Same thing with Tekken. You used the same as lame excuses when you started getting your ass beat. You started complaining how you didn't have enough time to invest and you're not that great and what have you. It just... nonsense, bro. Nonsense. And I love that. I was reading the chat, and the chat was just like, why is he lying? Like people are still amazed that Phil lies. Yes, Phil lies about everything. Anything that could be slightly negative towards him or perceived to be negative, he's gonna lie. Because he has this I don't know, maybe he was worried that Doody was gonna create a video highlighting his crappy play. Dude, just man. Whatever, man. It just the detractors live rent free in this guy's head. Seriously, and look at him sitting there picking his nose. God, what a pig. Anyway, folks, that's all I have to say, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. He's gonna go on to talk about today's podcast, which no one gives a shit about. And let's just move forward positively. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.